Good morning. Just like an audio warning, I will be, louder than usual, I guess. I did like one audio test, and then we're just gonna tune from there. And hopefully you can't hear me breathe because it's like the only thing that I feel slightly uncomfortable. Um, okay, wait. I wrecked going out of the pit, and I don't really want to talk about it. Like I wrecked into the barrier just coming out of the pit. Like, I don't know what happened to my guy, but like he just head on. So like, all right, here we go again. Start. Yeah, add a second there. All right, going for the 934. It's actually been an extra miserable day. We'll call it an extra miserable day, but I did okay otherwise outside of work. Um, One of my bosses, so like, we had like 4 or 5 what was that? Like higher ups, at the company, like they're just watching us work for like 4 hours, and I had one of my bosses, as like my work partner for the day, and he's one of the ones that like he hustles. So for pretty much like, and it was kind of the same thing last week. I don't need to shift. I don't know. I'm shifting. I remember I keep it in third there, and I gotta like coast, kind of like coast through it. Too much downshift, or yeah, just too much downshifting is make me lose time. Yeah, but so I had to work with one of my bosses. So basically, he told one of the like head bosses there told my other boss that if he wanted to quit because we were running with so few people on second shift, um, that there were 45 people waiting to take his job or my job or anybody's job that felt like quitting. There were only like 8 people on the line right then. And, I'm the only American, so it's like, it's pretty bad. Like, I'm the only American, like, floor worker. And, yeah, so. And probably the worst thing about it is that he's not, like, joking. Come on. No. I was, like, saucing it up there super hard. Alright, I'm gonna continue. Yeah. But, so, like, the worst thing about that is that he's being honest, and he's not, like, joking that there are 45 illegal under immigrants, who would take my job or my boss's job in a heartbeat. And it was one of them things where it was like we were working for like a couple hours, and I keep my phone in my bag with my vape and everything else. Like the only thing I keep on me is like my curfews. So like I wasn't exactly prepared to record this impromptu beating because it's literally been like weeks and weeks since anybody said anything to me that like meant anything. And then all of a sudden we have this really goofy like meeting where one of my bosses tells my other boss that if he would like to quit, that there are 45 other illegal Hispanic people who will take his job because he's an illegal Hispanic person as well. So it's like, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad, and like, I promise, I don't know, I'm going to fourth there. I'm thinking in my head a little too much. But yeah, like, whenever I quit this job or whenever I get fired, I'm legit gonna just like, I'm not like, the worst part about it is I'm pro-immigration, so like, it actually kind of hurts my soul a little bit, the things that happen there. Not only to me being like, a poor American who's underpaid, it's pretty bad. I thought I seen a guy on the map, so I'm just trying to keep my eye out, but he's super far back, so I don't have to worry about him. Yeah, it was just bad. Like, and again, it was just like they were having like a meeting, and the thing is too is like me and my one boss hustles, dude, and I'm a hustler. Like I hustle too. Like I don't play around. Like especially when I got him as my partner. So like we're moving, we're boogieing. Like, and we have 2 fewer people than we had yesterday because they're cutting people off the line. They're getting people off the line, and it's just like, but they want us to go like at like the same pace, and they were like, "You're on tech time," and da 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 da. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm just thinking like, you fat fuck, I know you couldn't do this job. That's all I'm thinking. God, dude, it was so bad. It was really bad today. Okay, work was quite bad today, and actually I felt so exhausted that Like at first I was like, oh yeah, I kind of like to push, push my lap time or whatever today. But then there was just no way. Like the last like 3 or 4 hours, even the last 2 hours of the day, I was just like, I'm so exhausted. There's no way. And I was just laying in there in bed. I'm just like, nah, you got to get up. You got to go do this. So we're in here to push. Again, not the best start. I gotta be careful I don't distract myself too much, because I will just forget a corner comes up and pass away on it. Like, this is a sneaky one. This is a sneaky one, but I knew it was coming up. I don't know why I went super wide there just to ride that. There was no reason to do that. Yeah. So work was just, it was bad. You know what I mean? It was bad. It was like super tiring. Like, I was exhausted. I really need to start eating more because I'm like really cooking these calories. I mean, I'm sweating all day, but yeah, I'm still good. I hate that. It's just like, your lap time doesn't count. It's like, come on, man. Put a tire in the grass. One extra tire, so I can have 3 tires. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a dumb thing. I'm thinking in my head, like, as I'm going around the turn, which is the problem. That's ADHD, man. Like, this is why, like, when I'm in a real car, I don't want nothing to distract me. I just got music on. You might find it hard to believe that I have never caused an accident. I've never been in an accident. I've never been in an accident. I swear to you. This is bad, man. I don't know. It was like all good until I was just like, I got a little too, I guess, relaxed into it. I don't know. Yeah, I've never actually, had an accident. Oh, no, I hit you. I'm sorry. That probably sounds terrible. Oh my god, it's scuffed. Everything's scuffed, but that's normal. I kind of want to start over, but it's like the pain and suffering of doing that is so hard. The pain and suffering of starting over hurts, man. It hurts. More so like, just, I don't know, like, I don't even mind starting the lap over, like, that's slightly annoying, but I've been playing racing games for 900 years, right? So, like, I've been playing racing games since, like, Underground 1. Go. Yeah, I've been playing racing games since, like, Underground. Like, I can't think of an earlier racing game that I guess F-Zero or Mario Kart. But I wasn't, as much into those games. Like, when Need for Speed Underground came out, like, that was when it kind of, like, broke through when there was, like, Midnight Club. Like, awesome. Like, I'm super into cars, right? Like, I've been racing for a really long time. So I don't mind, like, resetting or doing the same, like, I hate doing the same race over and over again. But, like, I don't mind, like, pushing like this. This is kind of like me competing against myself on, like, a real track, which I think is pretty dope. This is one of the, like, awesome trips that I wish I could take one day, where, like, again, I just go to, like, Germany and I just get, like, a BMW, preferably. I mean, I'm more a Mercedes person, but I feel like BMWs for the ring and just, like, it's just more, I don't know, nostalgic and unexpected, I guess. But yeah, just get, like, a BMW, and then just, like, spend, like, a week just lapping the ring in this whatever, like, $5,000 or $10,000 BMW I get, and then just, like, selling it off whenever I leave, or grenading it on the ring. I just think that'd be fun. Yeah, I shouldn't be in fourth there, but yeah, it's just one of the trips I think would be cool for me to take in my life. I could. It's just it wouldn't be a very glamorous trip. I don't speak German. There's a lot of problems with the trip, and I don't have a passport. There's so many issues, right? But yeah. Outside of work today, like, actually, my day wasn't horrible. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I guess the problem with the last, like, 2 days is that I've only gotten, like, I'll sleep for 4 hours, and I gotta wake up to go run errands, and then I'll come home, and then I'll get, like, an hour or 2 hours sleep, right? And when I went to go pick up, like, my mic arm and stuff, which I wasn't even gonna hook up today, but I knocked over the mic again because it just kind of, like, hangs on my desk pretty far away, like, on a desk. Oh, dude, I'm so not pushing what I'm supposed to be. Are you in the same car as me? walking thing. The escort. Whoever's behind me is definitely gonna pass your car. So this should be a little on guard. Yeah, but I wasn't even gonna hook it up when I knocked the stupid mark over again. So I'm just like, all right, dude, I'm done with this. I just paid like $21 to stop doing this. Like, you know what I mean? So like, oh, we're going. We're cooking. Is the problem? Yeah, we're cooking. I've cooked it. I've cooked it. You're gonna find this like really hard to believe, but I promise you, like, we're gonna push like a crazy time. Like, I'm gonna shave off like a minute over the next like 6 months or something. Like, so at 9:34, so I'm gonna bring it in like at 8:34 or something. Yeah, over the next like few months or something. I'm gonna push, like, unless I just get bored and I move on to something else, which actually does happen a lot for me. I don't know why it just killed me, but I'm dead, and I'm gonna ruin that man's lap if I do anything. The pain and suffering in my soul is quite severe. I mean, it's like I could drive so slow, and if I just watched the road, I'd be totally fine, but like, I don't really like want to. And the way like I see it right now is I'm probably gonna skip this anyway, so I'm just gonna keep going. Okay. At a certain point, I will run out of talking points though. You know what I mean? But I went to Best Buy. I went to Best Buy, and they did not have anything I wanted. There wasn't anything like super cool open box that I wanted. They didn't really have any webcams that I wanted because I didn't really. Actually, didn't even have either of the two webcams that I would have, you know, wanted, which would be like, that's the 7th, which would be like either the Brio, I don't know, whatever the new 4K like 60 FPS cams are, basically. That's probably what I would buy. Unless I just buy like the cheapo one, which I guess 1080 30 FPS is alright, but like, bro, we do big things here, you know what I mean? Like, if we're not, you know, we ain't 60 FPS, like, are we really gaming? Can you see me? You know what I mean? Can you really see me if I'm going in 60? I don't know. At some point I have to make my PC or my sim monitor, my main monitor, and I could probably up everything to like 1440, or I'm sure this monitor probably goes higher than my Alienware does, because the Alienware is just 1080 240 hertz. So I'm assuming, I don't even know what this one is, like 140 or 165 or something. LG Ultra Gear. But I'm assuming it does 1440, so I could probably up the quality a little bit on that. You know, just a little bit more immersion. And also, like, when I'm drifting, there's like these weird edges of the screen that pop up, like you can see, and I don't even know what that is. I thought it was something to do with like me having neck FX on, because I thought it'd be cool when I was drifting, but then I turned it off and I still had it the next time I like watched. I was like, okay, yeah, just hang out there, brother, you're good. Yeah, so I just don't know. My feet hurt so bad today. Like, I actually like was in so much pain towards the end of the day. My feet ached, my knees hurt, I kept hitting myself on stuff. I was being heckled by like my bosses. I was being told I'll be replaced by illegal endurance. But again, outside of work, it was okay. So, alright, let me get breakdown before I pass away on the turn. Yeah, so Best Buy was kind of like just a miss. When I went in, you know, like there's always like someone who like comes up and gives you the whole spiel, like, if you need any help and everything else. I'm just like, yep. Just, I wasn't like that aggressive with it because I'm so used to getting it. I was just like, yep, nah, just browsing, thanks, brother. You know, but yeah, I'm used to the whole spiel. Usually just there to browse. Just didn't really see anything that I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense to buy. Or even that I was like, oh, maybe, you know, buy this used or something. Yeah, I just didn't see anything that I really wanted. Cool keyboards, like nothing I would actually buy. And then when I went to Goodwill, I got two things. I got one thing that was like a 19, I don't know, somewhere between 50s and 70s, like nightstand or like big end table thing. I'm not really sure how you would describe it, but I got that for $10. It's got like square bolts and everything. Again, made in America. Like, I live in Amish country, so Like I was telling this one girl after I got that, I went to the Goodwill, and I seen that one girl again. If you somehow been watching it or you remember anything I say, which would be hard to because I just say so much nonsense. But if you do remember, like the one girl I told, like I was homeless or whatever, like I think it was like she's like this like Jamaican looking girl or whatever. I guess like her marriage, something happened with her marriage. Things aren't going great for her, in her life or whatever either. And she's just like very honest and everything. Like, dude, she literally told me how much she made today, and I'm like, wow, that's like bold, dude. Most people hide that like it's bad. Like I don't know. I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool, but yeah. She's into like D&D and like whatever Goblin Core is and stuff. Like Goblin, yeah. She said Goblin Core, and I was like, oh, so like furry stuff. And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure what it is then. It's just, I don't know. But yeah. She has kids, so it's like it's super dope. But again, I've met this lady before, and I kind of like, she asked me questions or something, and she's just like really, I guess, kind of like me in a lot of ways, where like. It's like really honest and not afraid to say something that maybe like someone feel uncomfortable or I don't know, off. And she was just very inquisitive, so like I told her, you know, like living in my car and everything else, and told her different things. And I think I'd seen her maybe one other time, but I can't actually remember if I had. But I'd seen her today, and I was like, oh yeah, I got my apartment. And I showed her like the actual completed pictures of my rig that y'all haven't actually gotten to see. So I showed her that. I just talked to her for like 10, 15 minutes. It's one of the things where like I don't like to be rude, so I'm almost never gonna like refuse to be in a conversation with you. Like if you ever like start talking to me and like you're just one of them people that just like you just keep going and going and going, like there's a good chance I'm gonna be stuck there for quite a while. Like until like, it takes me quite a while to just eventually be like, gotta go, brother. You know, gotta go. I got, you know, someone's calling. It takes me a while to really get rude and just have to come up with like a fake my mom called thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. But it wasn't like bad or anything. It's just one of the things where it's like I'm very socially awkward, and to be honest, like I actually feel like I'm getting worse at speaking, which is kind of scary. I kind of want to, I want to push that because I've never gotten really pushed through that the way I want to. I feel like I'm getting worse at speaking in person because it's like I've been doing this thing for many, many years, but it's like seems like it's getting worse. I'll have a point and then I'll say something that like is related to the point, but I can't actually get around to the point. Like it's really bad. I'm in trouble. I'm trying to bring it back. I'm gonna let my boy pass. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Do your thing. I'm very slow. I see you. I see you. I was having problems back there, so I just didn't want to let my problems be his problems, you know what I mean? I would love to drive the Porsches, but I have to find maybe one of the old ones that's actually manual. Because again, I'm super big on, I want to be able to use the H pattern shifter. I like knowing where the gears are. I like, most people probably would not enjoy the way I drive, or like, because I only have, I didn't really think about it too much because I drive like this a lot in real life and everything else, but yeah, I only drive with one hand on the wheel, so I just have like one hand on the shifter at all times. Like, no problem. Like, everything I've been doing is one-handed, so you can make the argument like that's why my driving's bad, is to drive with one hand, but no, it's actually just... This turn has jacked me up before. I didn't want to get jacked up by the turn, so I let it jack me up anyway. Alright, we're going. It's alright. Yep, we're good. Alright, scuff. Scuff. I call scuff. Yeah, that's called scuff. That's what happened in scuff. That turn is so bad. I'm so upset. Very upset. My poor driving skills. I think this is just bad enough that I'm just gonna go ahead and let it roll. Let it roll, dude. I definitely went off in my PB. I went off on that turn too, but I've also had so many other offs. That's just, I have 2 tires off the road. It's 2 tires. Okay. It's bad. It's so bad. It might even make it worse because my driving's so bad, but I have like, you'll see. You'll see. I don't know. It's like a man bought like a spaceship, and he only had to go to like, I don't know, South Carolina. It's like, oh yeah, Bill, did you take the spaceship to go to South Carolina? It's like, yeah, I did. Alright, I'm so over my performance today. Terrible, tired. Can't take it, man. But yeah, I talked to that girl for a little while. And then after I was done talking to her, she got busy or whatever. I can't really remember. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I never. She was saying like she has Discord server and this and that. Like they do like board games and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm never like trying to. Nope, that's 7th. Never trying to like push myself into someone's friend group or anything. So I'm always like, oh yeah, that's cool, but I'm never like, yeah, invite me or like anything. I don't know. I'm just doing my own thing. I don't know. I'm just mega antisocial. That's so, I've seen it coming up for quite a while. I'll be honest. Like, I started seeing it coming up. I'm just like, you know what? I think I see it coming up. Okay. Well, yeah. So I got a book. I think I got scammed because I paid like $1.33 for the book instead of like 50 cents. But I didn't really want to argue with the lady at the desk. I just didn't really care. So yeah, I paid like $1.33 for like a Lucasfilms Star Wars book. That was terrible. I can't really describe to you like what that felt like. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it felt quite poor. It felt, my idea for the day was to just do like some drifting because I can kind of just chill and do that. But, I had to attack the ring with everything I had. Yeah, and it went terribly, but that's totally fine. Everything usually scuffs out for me. I don't know if Broski's real stoked on me just doing donuts in the parking lot. He's either stoked on it or he's really not stoked on it. I'm not sure. Look, man. Alright, I'm done. I give up. I surrender. Dude. I would never surrender to the Germans, but I surrender to that hot orange Porsche. Alright, I didn't time that properly. It was mad slow. It was definitely a solid 10:30. I'm dead. I hope everyone has a good day. I hope I'm not banned from the server for just rolling around in the parking lot like a jackass. Yeah. I hate my job, it sucks. But I will be replaced by people whose, I don't know. The money goes further in their country. I can't tell how upset this man is or not upset. I believe him to be salty. I have desecrated his sanctum of sim racing with my slippity slides. I'm so tired. I gotta go to bed. I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. I'm just gonna try and sleep in. I hope this doesn't sound terrible. I don't think it'll sound terrible, but I also don't know how loud it is based on everything else. Like, I always just listen to myself at 50% volume, so I wonder what that's gonna sound like. Is it gonna be omega loud now? And what does that sound like on other people's TVs? Like, I'm not watching this on like 5 different devices to figure out my audio settings. I probably should. I don't know. I'm done though. That was the most scuffed thing I could ever do. The multi-attempts, pain and suffering. And I wish you ride along for it with me instead of just like continually restarting and going mad. Like I don't remember what points I covered and or not covered. It's super bad. It's a terrible thing. Yeah. Alright. See you guys. Yeah, I don't know. The potato's out. Just going to bed, I think. This is gonna take forever to upload, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Like 40. Yeah. Like an hour. I'm gonna watch TV anyway. Peace out. Bye. Bye. Not actually.